This is Sergio Benavides, your immigration lawyer in the East Bay, San Leandro, California, doing this video to talk about the immigration ramifications of Trump winning the election on Tuesday. He's promised mass deportations, and he's basically singled out unlawful immigrants, undocumented immigrants, as a problem for the United States. So I wanted to talk to you what my experience is and what I think is really going to happen once he takes power in late January. As an immigration lawyer who's been practicing for at least 11 years, and I was here practicing when the first Trump administration came around. And what I can tell you is that we are definitely probably going back to harsh treatment of people without American citizenship. That's going to happen. I think that mass deportations, I think this is really unlikely. It didn't happen before, and I don't think it's going to happen again. Harsher treatment of immigrants, yes. During the Biden administration, the Biden presidency, USCIS became a lot easier to deal with. For example, they stopped requiring everyone to come in physically for an interview. Those days are over. They're going to start requiring everyone to jump through hoops and go to interviews. Another example that they're probably going to do is I also do a lot of U visas. Normally, people don't qualify for a work permit until after the 6, 7, 8 year wait period to get their work permit at the end of waiting 7 or 8 years. Well, Biden started this policy of giving people a 4-year work permit about halfway through the process. That's going to be gone. Trump will cut out any favors that Biden was doing for immigrants who are applying for things. So I think the work permit is going to be gone. The treatment of asylees and applicants for asylum hasn't really changed during the current administration. People may not know this, but they tried to keep, the process of keeping people on the Mexican side of the border to wait their turn to come into the U.S. to apply for asylum. But I digress. Mass deportations, are they really going to happen? No. And I'll tell you why. Because I don't believe the U.S. government, the Customs and Border Patrol, ICE, and all these other enforcement agencies, they don't have the resources. They don't have the manpower to do roundups and take 20 million people out of the country and mass deport them. So I don't think that's going to happen. They probably will, sharpen up enforcement and look for more serious people who are here. People who have known gang activity. People who have serious and violent felonies. People who were dealing drugs, things like that. I think that those types of offenses are going to lead to a harsher consequence and deportation. And I just don't see mass deportation. I see more strict deportation for people who are a real problem criminally. But if people are here and they're undocumented and they're just working a job and raising a family and paying taxes, I don't think they're going to have much to worry about. The government does not have the manpower. They don't have the employees to do these excessive roundups. What they will do, what Trump is good at, is they'll send what few resources they have, and they'll send maybe a small team of officers to some warehouse where they think they're going to arrest a bunch of undocumented people, and they'll invite TV cameras. And they'll make a big show and a big splash of, look, we're doing the mass roundups, watch out. So what they'll do is they'll scare people by doing a couple of very televised, very publicized roundups and arrests and deportations to try to appear as though they're doing national mass roundups. But I don't think it's going to happen. They don't have the employees. They don't have the resources. Also, a big part of at least the West Coast, California for sure, economies depend on the labor from a lot of our undocumented workers. People who work in farms in the Central Valley in California, those are largely all undocumented Mexicans and other Latinos, and people with citizenship aren't doing those jobs. So Trump is a buddy with people in, interests in big companies, in big industries, and I don't think the farm industry and agribusiness is going to be okay with losing all of their cheap undocumented labor. So I don't see that happening. So I guess the bottom line is I don't see mass deportations happening. I see some small sporadic deportations and arrests and elements being publicized and put on TV so that the new president can appear to be doing and following through on promises, but I don't see mass deportations. But I do see harsher and stricter policies, requiring interviews, not giving people work permits when it isn't required. There's also, I think it's about 7 countries that Biden granted advanced humanitarian parole, 2-year permits to come into the country and work here. We've mostly been working with Venezuelans, Cubans, people from Haiti, people from Nicaragua. We've helped a lot of those people come in with that special humanitarian parole program that the president allowed happen. Well, I'm pretty sure that Trump is going to cancel that. That's exactly the kind of thing that a lot of people were complaining about when they refer to open borders. So that's my prediction. Definitely people should be a little bit aware and concerned about what's coming January 20th, but I do not see mass deportations. I see harsher treatment when it comes to applications and legal processing. That's what happened before, and that's probably what's going to happen again, except now it'll be on steroids. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I wouldn't go as far as saying mass deportations. I don't think it's going to happen.